Hello and welcome to today's historic best of 3 deck tech and gameplay video on just a simple humans list. A humans list, like any other sort of tribal aggro list, it just looks to play creatures of the aforementioned creature type, humans, use existing payoffs like General Kudro, Drannith, or Thalia's Lieutenant to help buff our humans, make them a little bit bigger, as well as other things like, in this case, the new Intrepid Adversary, who is not a human lord themselves, but can function effectively as one when it's on the field. The card is supported by early drops like Thraben Inspector and Esper Sentinel, both some pretty good early drops, or one-drops in humans, with cards like Thalia and Silverquill and the Triumphant Adventurer in the 2 slot, ramping us into, or more like getting us into a good aggressive position to take advantage of cards like, again, the Thalia's Lieutenant and the General Kudro to transfer that wide board into a hopefully killing blow. We have some simple little supporting spells. Skyclave Apparition, while not a human, is just a very good get rid of a thing early on kind of creature, and can still technically, hit your opponent till they're dead. Dire Tactics is creature removal that, while normally would have a downside because we're playing primarily humans, is more or less a neutral card, and some Thoughtseizes to not only take away things and basically remove things from our opponent's hand, to also sort of give us a rough idea of how we want the game to play out. Land base is pretty simple. I'm running Snarls, Godless Shrines, and Pathways. I acknowledge that there are probably better, more consistent mana bases, but this is the best that I can do with my collection, and I'm not going to burn wild cards since this mana base actually works for the most part. We also have one of each of the dude lands, ways to sort of help us when we flood out, and can help us recover from board wipes, as well as just end the game if you need them to. Sideboard, pretty self-evident. Containment Priest for your collected companies, or even like your Reanimator stuff sometimes, or your, what's that card? Indomitable Creativity, like those cards. Basically allows you to have an answer to those. Rest in Peace against actual graveyard decks. A couple of these sparks against the particularly big problem permanents, be them Walkers or Sarah Emissaries or what have you. Archon of Vermeria to kind of slow the game down. A single Kumbal here as basically another taxing effect if we need it in against the more controlling matchups. A couple Baleful Masteries as a way to get more exile removal, as well as target most Planeswalkers, since cards like Dire Tactics only target creatures. If you're going against a controlled deck that runs several walkers, a Baleful Mastery is nice for that. Crippling Fear as a sort of board wipe that will hit usually only our board, although the occasional human will be on your opponent's board. And a couple Elspeth Conquers Death if you need to sort of help with going into late game or against particularly large problem permanents. It's pretty good for that. This is a generally all-around good card if you want your matchup to go longer. And that is the basics of our little black-white human aggro deck. We'll go straight in to game number 1. Our game number 1 with our human aggro deck. Again, we'll go ahead and play first because we have a brain. This is not an awful hand, honestly. Yeah, we'll go ahead and keep it. It's not the most aggressive in the world, but it is far from bad. We'll go ahead and Snarl on turn 1. Play a Thraben Inspector. Odds are, we'll just play a Thalia's Lieutenant on 2, and just start, hopefully, applying a good amount of pressure. See what our opponent does. What are these? Oh, these are Tiamat, or whatever her name is. Those sleeves. So yeah, we'll stick with the original plan of Plains into Lieutenant. Next turn, we could always Lieutenant into a Thoughtseize if they do nothing, so we can have a better idea of what we're going up against. See what our opponent is doing. So the Gruul something, or I assume Gruul something. Oh, they're Shamans. Okay, that's not too good. In that case, we will actually go Thalia's Lieutenant again. Make make our board nice and scary. Play our pathway on black so we can Thoughtseize their hand. See what they're running. They have a Rage Forger, Burning Tree, Magic Missile. Keep you tap. That is very peculiar. We'll go ahead and get rid of the Rage Forger. That one's the most scary right now. This will also give us knowledge of what to name with our Silverquill Silencer. They could do a Magic Missile, which would kind of suck, but that would be their whole turn. Burning Tree, Harmonic Emissary, or Prodigy, sorry. My brain got a little confused there. So there's a Sorcery Speed. I mean, yeah, that'd suck, but we're kind of okay if they get rid of that. I guess we get rid of... I guess Harmonic or we'll name Harmonic Prodigy, whatever that card's name is. It's a little loud. Let's turn it down a smidge. So he named... That's a little odd. So he got rid of a Lieutenant. And that's odd. Anywho, let's see. I guess actually we should probably name Burning Tree so we can't play that next turn. I forgot that you get double the mana if you name it. Or if you play it with a Prodigy on the field. Go ahead and attack, see what our opponent does. We always do still kind of hold the dire tactics for particularly problem things. What? Okay, not blocking is an option there. It's a thing you can technically do. You would need like $1 million, because I know loosely how this deck pilots. Even if you hit like the world's best collected company in this deck, probably not going to be that much. So, well, that's a good question. What do we play here? I guess we can get rid of... We can dire tactics one of these Prodigies. And then we can pretty well attack freely into this board. We don't really mind whatever... Yeah. Blocks he takes. Alright, he just kind of gave it up. Okay. What is our opponent gonna do? What? That deck actually has a good amount of humans, I think. Wizard. Elemental. So probably not Crippling Fear, to be entirely honest. I think we're actually just going to run it again. I was thinking about putting Baleful Masteries in there, but we might not need it. Does I scratch my eye forever? So itchy. Now, I don't remember what the average Gruul Shaman sideboard is, and that's where my, like, concern arises from. Let's see. Whew. Pardon me. I only got one land, but I do have plays for the first couple turns. And I got Skyclave Apparition should we draw some. You know what, I think we might actually keep this. Let it be known this could be a very terrible keep. But I'm going to maintain a little bit of faith here. Okay, that faith is beginning to waver. Gotta be honest. I don't even care if it's tap land. Thank you. In that case, I think we'll do a Thoughtseize to see what our opponent has. Jesus. Oh god, that's fucking brutal. Weirdly, I think the collected company is, well, no, it's got to be Rage Forger. Yeah, and we'll Esper Sentinel. I wanted it to be collected company, but really, they're probably gonna just go off next turn playing 3 shamans, And if he would have let the Rage Forger stay in their hand, I don't think we would have been able to come back tonight. Oh yeah, and Burning Tree is a human. Another reason why we probably couldn't play the... What's it called? The Crippling Fear. Yeah, you're doing a lot of things. Okay, that's not that bad. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. God, that's really difficult. I think we're gonna not attack. Probably are going to play... Friggin' what's it called? Collected Company this turn. That was a very, very good opening from our opponent. We'll get some cards off it, which is nice, from the Sentinel. Thalia and her Lieutenant. This deck doesn't really brick. That's literally might actually just be the game. Yeah, Demonic Crit. That's not that good. Okay, so we need to bring in more single target removal. Game 3. Yeah, they got it. We're just gonna... That's fine. That book is really fucking annoying. Let's see. So, Baleful Masteries are coming in. Containment Priest is not the worst, actually. You got some basics in there. So maybe Containment Priest. Thoughtseize are pretty good. Silverquills are fine-ish. Not the greatest. Kudro's okay. Probably get rid of one Thoughtseize. We don't want to do too much of the killing ourselves for our opponent if we can avoid it. Although we will have the choice of on the draw here on the play. That is not the greatest, but actually it's not that bad. Don't really mind giving up turn 1 because they are also not really doing that much turn 1. So we'll just snarl and not reveal anything. Yeah, they don't really do much turn 1. Play the Pathway on white and just play Thalia. Trying to get an okay feel for how this is going to play out. Let's see, our opponent could play... they could have a nut draw of like a million Burning Trees, which would really suck. Oh yeah, an Archomancer, that's lovely. I think we're going to Thoughtseize it next turn, because they could have a Collected Company and things can go very wrong. Rage Forger, get the hell out of here. We'll go ahead and try and sit on defensive here and hope to draw a land. Because boy, oh boy, that'd be great. Play their Visionary for 1. Bring a land, and then what else? At least with Thalia, they can't really attack for free. Oh yeah. Pyromancer. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, that's a land. That is technically what I asked for. Can't complain because I don't like the outcome. Go ahead and play the Thraben Inspector so we have something to block with. I had totally forgotten about Season Pyromancer. That card is great. Although, okay, they could probably... Okay, they don't appear to have Collected Company. Otherwise you wouldn't have played that. Another... Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, Crippling Fear is would have been very bad. There's a lot of humans in this deck. Oh man, that is fucking brutal. But I think we can honestly just play Kudro and just kind of, again, sit and like build our board here. Get rid of the Rage Forger, it's just the most useful thing right now. I guess we just don't attack. I think we can kind of, sort of, do okay-ish. Not over the moon about it, but I do feel kind of alright. Feel less alright. This deck is actually Now that I like look at it, it's remarkably cheap. I mean, the seasoned pyromancers and the collected companies are like the most fucking great. The most brutal thing about this, I think we literally just lost. It fucking sucks ass, dude. I have not gone against this deck in a very long time. This deck, besides the land base, is really, really cheap. That is fucking crazy. Yeah, we just there's literally nothing we draw. I mean, that's a shitty way to lose the first game, but yeah, our usually one-sided board wipe was actually useless in this game. Anywho, on to game number 2. And game number 2 with our little human aggro list. We'll go ahead and play first because we have a brain. This is a pretty good opener. We'll go ahead and keep this one. See what our opponent does. Okay, our opponent's playing something weird. Or just with a lot of cards in it, to be fair. Okay, something's up, but that's fine. Go ahead and Thalia on 2. This way we have plenty of recourse for whatever they play next turn, if anything at all. Robber of the Rich. Can't attack, and I know you know that. Good job. Go ahead and play a Plains. We'll probably just Dire Tactics this now. Try and seize the initiative and all that jazz. See what our opponent does next turn. It's not bad. Again, we'll go ahead and play another white source because the deck is much more white than black in color identity. I mean, just pinging our opponent to death with Thalia is not going to be the quickest, but it'll work. It's a thing that will happen. Pardon, Relic Golem. Can't attack or block unless the opponent has 8 or more cards in their yard. Target player mills 2. Okay. Gonna go ahead and get rid of that bad boy. Honestly, I'll probably just play Kudro. We need to, like, speed up our clock here. And very little that they play I'm super concerned about. I mean, if they sweep our board, they sweep our board. Ish happens and all that.
I enjoy the proper application of knowledge.
You tell them. The real question is, do we bother to take a turn off and deal with that? You know what? Yeah, why not? Go ahead and... I guess we can... Yeah, we'll Thoughtseize and see what they got. That'll help us inform our decision. Night Clock... Did they, like, mistakenly... Well, you can't queue with a Brawl deck in this. So I have no idea what they're doing. We'll go ahead and take a turn off. I'm feeling pretty in control here. I have no idea what our opponent is trying to play. Another one. I meant more in the broad sense, not in the right now another card way, but that's fine. That's cool. I think we're just gonna Skyclave that next turn and go face. Yeah. Skyclave the Royal Scions. I guess we can play a Thraben Inspector. There you go. I have no idea what they're trying to do. Okay, so non-creature spells are nice. You didn't have that many permanents that like would have qualified. I guess maybe a couple Archons here. I'll take out one Kudro. Don't think we're gonna need as much graveyard hate. Maybe get rid of a couple Dire Tactics since they didn't seem to have a whole lot of creatures. whatever they're trying to do, I do applaud their creativity. I, for one, will not... Oh, that sucks. Will not ever really try to give you too much shit for it. Oh, you're fucking killing me, game. You gotta give me at least a land to play on turn 1 or something. Go once more. That's better. God damn, it's not much better. Adversary's not the most useful. Neither is Kudro. Not gonna lie, that kind of fucking sucks. Okay. I mean, I guess we'll be alright. Oh, good. That's nice. We're gonna take something. Oh, it was a land. Did I get rid of? That would have been very nice. Honestly, I'm not really gonna get a better chance, so I'll just eat the life loss. We already have a rough start. I don't want to give our opponent any extra edge if we can avoid it. Okay, followed by a whole whopping load of nothing. That's a good question. What do we name with a Silverquill? I think it's called Frantic Inventory, or whatever the hell it is. That one weird card draw spell. Yeah, Frantic Inventory. I think that's the name of the card, right? Yeah! They could have like a bounce spell or something. Or the end of the Royal, maybe? Okay, I was never gonna... I was never gonna be able to guess Fire Prophecy ever, so I don't feel that bad about that. Next turn, we'll just arc on here, try and apply some pressure. Okay, so have you been like a weird draw 2 deck this whole time? Hang on. Thraben Inspector first, and then the Archon, so we can get 2 spells out. I almost ordered myself. Okay. Can't cast more than 1 spell, but you can probably draw more than 1 card. Okay, what the fuck is your... What's your deck, homeboy? You're killing me. It's fine. It's cool. Okay, we'll go ahead and play another Inspector. Probably crack one of these clues, because I gotta find something here. Okay, that's technically something. Wasn't really something I had in mind, but it'll do. Next turn we can, assuming our Inspectors survive. Oh, that's... Okay, this deck is, like, practically nonsense. Ooh, we could just Inspector... What, twice? Okay. Do that once. Or are they gonna draw... You gotta be able to draw 2 cards on... Yeah, I was about to say, that seems a little unlikely, to be honest. Don't bother to attack, since they can just kind of freely block, which is a little annoying. They could kill the adversary, which would actually suck a lot. Like a lot. If you don't kill this turn, I have to try and get rid of whatever it is in your hand. Hi, honey. Okay. Singer, 2 mana, 1/3, flash flying. Execute Devotion to Blue, which will be 1? I mean, okay, it resolves, I guess. They have an Evolving Wilds. Okay, their deck is random shit. Let's go ahead and turn on the Hive here, and I guess just swing in. Get rid of sorcery, since red-blue color pairing can get them back. If you double block, I'm killing that Pyromancer all day long. Hey man, I'll take what I can get. Okay, so they're just some... This is one of those reasons why you don't really run more than 60 cards if you can avoid it. Isn't that right, honey? Hi, baby girl. Your cat, that's a baby. I need you to go hang out, though. Dad's trying to do something. Scoot your booty. I'll come and cuddle with you later. Okay, the Crystalline Giant got Hexproof. Oh, that's wonderful. Like, that's actually wonderful. Can I also activate the Hive, right? 1, 2, 3. Yep. Okay, so they can't. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna keep that game in as that's a practical example of why you don't really want to run more than 60 cards if you can help it. The more cards you have, the less consistency you have in the ability to draw whatever the card is your need for a particular situation. There are very few exceptions to this rule. Like, I think to have Yorion as a companion, you have to have 20 additional cards. But that card is about the most popular exception to that rule, simply because you just run like 4-ofs of all of your cards. Where in a normal deck, you might run only a couple here and there. So yeah, remember, folks at home, to only run 60 card decks if you can really manage it. And remember to like, sub, and comment and all that jazz. And I shall see you in the next video. Bye bye.